We got title matches, we got grudge matches, but maybe, more importantly than any of that, we could possibly have the return of the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, here to preview tonight's episode of NXT. It's going to be a special edition of NXT. It's going to be NXT Roadblock. We are on the road to WrestleMania, but let's not forget we're also on the road to NXT Stand and Deliver. But before we get to NXT Stand and Deliver, I feel like this is going to be, pun intended, a roadblock for many of the NXT superstars. Got some big matches tonight, but we also have maybe, just maybe, the return of Shawn Michaels. I think we'll talk about Shawn Michaels first. No, you know what? We'll go with the NXT title match first. Fuck it. Yep, let's do it. So it's Roxanne Perez versus Miko Satomura. Now, I normally call Asuka old Asian grandma, but Miko Satomura is the real old Asian grandma. She is looking very old now. I believe she is close to 50. I mean, NXT is supposed to be the place that is producing, the next superstar. I mean, her time, unfortunately, is done. Now, maybe she plans on transitioning to a trainer at the Performance Center or something like that. And if that's the case, then so be it. Fair enough. But this Miko Satomura, she's literally just here. She's a placeholder now. She's going to lose to Roxanne Perez tonight. I think we all know that. Probably the match for Stand and Deliver to be made for the women's title, I would say, is Roxanne Perez versus, what's her name? Tiffany Stratton. And I think Tiffany Stratton should probably win, but before that happens, Roxanne Perez needs to retain her belt tonight, but I think they will. I mean, this is basically it's a match between two faces. They've been showing a lot of respect to each other. I'm not too excited about it. Roxanne Perez will win. It is what it is, guys. But yeah, big title match tonight. We move on to Jacy Jayne and Gigi Dolan. So yeah, basically, Mandy Rose gets fired from WWE, and now these two careers, I wouldn't say they're going spiraling out of control. I mean, they're split up. Toxic Attraction. Will it be for the best or will it be for the worst? Time will tell. And it's okay, these two having a feud at the moment. But what happens after this feud goes on, or this feud finishes? Will both of these women propel? Will both of them excel? Will both of them do good things in NXT? Or will they kind of be lost in the shovel? I thought they could have just added a new member to Toxic Attraction, or kept these two as just a duo in Toxic, but they've decided to split them up. I guess we find out who the Giannetti is of the duo tonight. A lot of people think the Giannetti is Jacy Jayne, but who knows? Maybe she will turn out to be, the better of the two. However, I do think these two probably deserved to have their match at Stand and Deliver. I mean, it's happening at Roadblock tonight. Maybe we won't even get a definitive winner. Maybe this could lead on to Stand and Deliver, but yeah, no, I do think both women kind of deserve that opportunity. I mean, Toxic Attraction has been a massive part of NXT over the past year, so I do feel like they kind of deserve a spot at Stand and Deliver, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see. The thing is, though, I mean, WWE now, they always have multiple women matches, so if you take into consideration that Roxanne Perez will be one match at Stand and Deliver, what's the other women's match? What's going to be the secondary women's match? For me, it should have been these two, but we'll see. It could happen. We've got Andrew Chase of Chase University versus Joe Gacy. The Druids just don't do it for me. This bores me. I like Chase University. Andrew Chase normally gives you some really good segments. Duke Hudson's actually been a good addition, but I did like the other guy as well, Cody, or Brody, or whatever it was. I think it was, Cody. I mean, I wish they could have kept Cody and Duke, because they had, they were like in a rivalry where Cody didn't really trust Duke, but unfortunately Cody got or Brody, that's what his name was Brody. Brody got released, so yeah, he's out of it now. But I mean, hopefully Andrew Chase wins tonight, but I don't see it happening. It'll probably be a win for Joe Gacy as they try and intimidate what's her name, Thea Hall. So just not really interested in that, but we'll see what happens tonight. Grayson Waller, Shawn Michaels, they're going to meet face to face tonight. on a special edition of the Grayson Waller Effect. It doesn't get any more special than the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels being on your show. And I mean, these two, well, Grayson Waller certainly doesn't like Shawn Michaels, but Shawn Michaels is retired. You know, can we have a match between Grayson Waller and Shawn Michaels? It doesn't even sound possible, let's be honest. If Shawn Michaels is coming out of retirement, it's either going to be for WrestleMania because he is Mr. WrestleMania, or it's going to be for Saudi Arabia because, like Bill Goldberg says, you know, everybody sells their soul to the devil for the oil money. So you think if Michaels is coming out of retirement, it would likely be for one of those two shows. But who knows? We don't know what's going in Shawn Michaels' head. Maybe, just maybe, Michaels actually likes the thought of coming out of retirement and putting over somebody on NXT. NXT is pretty much Shawn Michaels' project these days. It's his baby. Maybe he feels like it's worth coming out of a retirement match, you know, for NXT Stand and Deliver. I highly doubt it. I think if we ever see Michaels again, it will be either at WrestleMania or it'll be for another Saudi show. But who knows? Maybe Shawn Michaels wants to try and do good for NXT. Maybe he wants to try and, you know, elevate NXT. And I think him being on Stand and Deliver would certainly be, you know, elevating it. Plus, we also had Grayson Waller refer to Shawn Michaels as Mr. WrestleMania. And Grayson Waller said he was going to be, you know, Mr. Stand and Deliver. Well, if he's going to be Mr. Stand and Deliver, maybe he needs to beat Mr. WrestleMania. I mean, we'll find out. I'm not... the chance of Michaels coming out of retirement is slim. I would say it's very slim. Probably like 5% chance. But here, 5%, guys, is better than nothing. I've already spoke about this match here, so we'll move on. We've got Braun Breaker teaming with the Creed Brothers to face Jinder Mahal and Indus Sher. 6-man tag match that I'm really not bored for. I do not like the Creed Brothers. Braun Breaker is kind of boring me at the moment, and I don't mind Jinder Mahal, but the other two Indian guys also bore me. This match is boring. You know, I do think the team of Braun Breaker and the Creed Brothers will win, but yeah, we'll see. We're getting close to Stand and Deliver. Braun Breaker currently doesn't have an opponent for his world title. I do believe it will be Braun Breaker versus Carmelo Hayes, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. As of right now, we don't know. We don't have an opponent. And then I believe the last match of the night is a jailhouse street fight between Tony D'Angelo and D-Jack. I like both of these guys. However, unfortunately, I don't think they have a good chemistry together. We've seen them face off in the past, and yeah, they're just two big guys, and normally, you know, two big guys don't really have the best matchups, and I do feel like with these two, they work better with others, but like I said, I like both of them. I'd be interested. I think they'll both have good careers, and it'll be interesting to see who wins. So in this, you have to win the match by putting your opponent in this like jail cage. So basically, it's going to be like a shark cage, and you have to throw your opponent in it, and whoever does that will be the winner. So will it be Tony D or will it be D-Jack? We'll find out tonight, guys, on NXT Roadblock. But I'm going to quickly run through my predictions. So here we go. This match here, the jailhouse street fight, I'm going to go with Tony D beating D-Jack. I don't think they want D-Jack to like lose clean or anything like that, but if by losing is you literally getting locked in a cage, then that doesn't make D-Jack look weak. Plus, Tony D also has a numbers advantage. He has stacks in his corner, so I think Tony D will come out victorious. This 6-man tag match, I mean, I just can't really see Braun Breaker losing. The only way I would see Braun Breaker losing this match would be if he planned on facing Jinder Mahal in a rematch at Stand and Deliver, and I don't see that happening, so I'm going to go with the momentum. Braun Breaker continuing. I'm going to go with Braun Breaker and the Creed Brothers. Roxanne Perez defending her women's championship. Like, I'll be pretty much shocked if Roxanne Perez doesn't win tonight. Her reign hasn't even been that long. We're getting close to Stand and Deliver. To crown a new champion now, it would just be, it would be dumb, you know. I just don't see it happening. It would be a very abrupt change. For me, I mean, they'll probably have a long match. It'll probably be, you know, the hard-fought victory of Roxanne Perez's career, but in the end, I do think she will win. She will beat Mieko Satomura, aka Asian Grandma, and she will retain the NXT Women's Championship. Then we move on to the Grayson Waller effect. I mean, I would love Shawn Michaels to come out of retirement. It might end in a super kick, a sweet chin music, or it might end in Grayson Waller. I don't know. I mean, we've seen HBK being thrown face first through a Geritron TV screen. Maybe we can get Grayson Waller attacking Michaels on the Grayson Waller effect. Maybe it'll get physical. I would love to see Shawn Michaels return, but guys, I'm not going to sit here and pretend it's going to happen because it's unlikely. Andrew Chase versus Joe Gacy. Going to go with Joe Gacy to win that one. And Gigi Dolan versus JC Jane. I'm going to go with JC Jane. I think JC Jane will take the win. So anyway, guys, that's my predictions. Let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know your predictions. And I'll catch you for the review. But until then, peace.